Patrick McNeil back here with you at the intermission of McDonald Auto Hub, Cape Breton Eagles Hockey, and joined now by Director of Communications and Sales, Aidan Northcott of the Charlottetown Islanders. Hopefully I have that title correct. Aidan, before we talk about the season for Charlottetown, walk us through what the preseason was like for the administration of the Islanders, because you guys didn't have access to your rink for the first little bit.
First off, you got the title right. And yeah, it was definitely a different preseason than usual. We've been, for the last couple months, in a temporary office just around the corner from the arena because the arenas had been used as a COVID screening clinic. Anytime someone needed a test done, that's where they were going through, and they were using the actual ice pad. We didn't have access to our rink. We actually just moved in to the arena yesterday. It's a bit of a relief, but it's been definitely a different one in our office to start the season anyways.
Every different province has different rules regarding getting people in the arena, and obviously Charlottetown hasn't played any home games yet. You won't for a little bit. What's the latest looking like in terms of negotiations for numbers in the rink?
Happy to say we will have fans in the building. About 25% capacity is what it'll end up being around. It's been really tight. Obviously, everybody's dealing with the same problems, and we want to thank our fans. We, unlike most teams, basically went on sale pretty early on in the process. Once things kind of started to ease up and we were allowed back into our office, we went on sale with season tickets. So this was back in May. A lot of our fans, despite the unknown, there was a lot of unknown at the time, were very quick to put their money in and support the team. And for that, I really, really appreciate them. Those people were given the instant access to the building. Since then, we've been working with the public health office to get as many people into the building as we can. We'll end up in and around 25% of the amount of people. We're happy with that number. We wish it could be more. Obviously, I think that's the universal response I think anybody would say right now across the queue, but we're happy with where it's at now.
Yeah, just happy to have any fans at all. I noticed as well the Islanders have an agreement to stream games at the Factory and Boston Pizza restaurants in the city of Charlottetown. Did you find with less access to the rink, was there more demand from restaurants to get in on that kind of arrangement?
We're really, really happy with that agreement. Really excited to kind of bring it to life. We kind of soft launched it last weekend with the season opener with the Factory, and they were really happy to come on board and very quickly agreed to do it for the rest of the season. And Boston Pizza was the same thing. They wanted to find a way to remain involved and make sure that they were giving our fans an opportunity to view the games as well. And on the other side of it, every business across Canada and across the world is probably suffering right now in some form or fashion, especially people in the restaurant industry. It gives people an opportunity to host events when this fall there's not going to be much in the way of sports going on. Once baseball playoffs end, we're pretty much going to be the only ticket for a little while. So all of a sudden, these places that would typically show a football game or would typically show an NHL game or an NBA game on a Friday night aren't going to have the opportunity to do that. So it's basically being replaced with Charlottetown Islanders hockey.
Looking at the on-ice product, one thing that's been constant in your time in Charlottetown is Jim Hulton behind the bench has produced good results for the Islanders team. Tell us about him as a coach.
Jim is such an influential leader in the way that he approaches things behind the bench. You really feel his presence. It might sound cliche to say it, but you feel it both on and off the ice, and not just with our players, but in our staff as well. Like, he's such an influential person. His method of, working hard, building strong character is really felt. And you can see that in the players when you interact with them. You can see Jim Holton's effect. It's one of the things that he's been really key on is he wants high character players, guys who are going to give their best day in and day out. And those are the guys that he can get the most success out of. You can have pure skill. You can be a high school player, and that's fantastic. Every team needs that. But at the same time, you need to have those players who are willing to put the work in to get to that next level. Jim finds a way to get the most out of his players, and you can really, really see that.
You have the agreements in place with the restaurants. Any other interesting, unique marketing initiatives going on in Charlottetown? I know everybody's hands are a little bit tied with the lack of fans.
Yeah, as I'm sure every other team's doing, trying to find unique ways of engaging with their fans, especially from home. We've got a few different things on the go. We're going to be launching some, especially for our home games for fans that can't make it to the building. We're going to be launching some things like trivia and like check into wins from home and stuff like that, where it gives fans the opportunity to really get involved in the game when they're watching from home. On top of that, we're going to be launching some different contests. I'm sure you're aware of. This is one that I've been working on. I'm a little proud of. Is your typical T-shirt toss? Well, we've partnered with our friends at Century 21 and Boston Pizza to continue doing our blimp. But we're going to do a virtual blimp drop instead of our typical one that when the blimp flies around the rink. So first intermission hits, you're going to see a post go up on our social media channels promoting our Century 21 blimp, and you just get to share it for a chance to win a $20 Boston Pizza gift card. So It's one of my favorite little initiatives, but it's one of the many different things that we're going to be doing to make sure that our fans stay engaged at home.
Well, very interesting. We'll be checking in on the broadcast with all the teams in the Maritimes to see how they're adapting to all this. Great insight on things over there, Aidan. Best of luck with the rest of the season.
Thanks very much.
That's Aidan Northcott, Director of Communication and Sales in Charlottetown with the Charlottetown Islanders. You're listening to the intermission of McDonald Auto Hub, Cape Breton Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.